Hey, welcome everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. This is my 1987 Mets replay using Strat-O-Matic. The 87 team is one of my favorite teams to replay because they're just extremely explosive. Let me put it to you that way. Yesterday's game, they were down 3-2. They tied it up, and then a 3-run blast by Kevin McReynolds put them up 6-3, and that was the final score. So from 1 minute to the next, they could be down 5-0, and then all of a sudden they're up 7-5. The Braves are in New York at Shea Stadium, beautiful downtown Queens, New York, and the lineup for the Braves is going to be James in center field, Obergfell at third base, and Perry at first base. Cleanup is a right fielder, Murphy, Dale Murphy. Fifth is Ken Griffey, left field. Andre Thomas, the shortstop, Ozzie Virgil, the catcher, Glenn Hubbard at second base, and batting ninth and pitching is Rick Mahler. For the Mets, it's Lenny Dykstra in center, Wally Backman at second, Keith Hernandez, the first baseman, Gary Carter, cleanup spot at catcher, Darryl Strawberry batting fifth in right field, Kevin McReynolds, the left fielder, Howard Johnson, the third baseman, Rafael Santana at shortstop, and Rick Aguilera, the right-hander, on the mound for the Mets. This is the fourth game for the Mets. Mets are 3-0, and the Braves are 0-3. Let's do it. Playing some Strat-O-Matic. All right, that's going to be the pitcher, Rick Aguilera, pitching to Dion James, the lefty. So that's a 5 and an 8, and that's a strikeout. One down. All right, next up is Kenny Obergfell, another lefty. That's going to be a 1 and a 6, and that's a Splitsville base hit up the middle. And Obergfell is on with a single. Base stealing wise, he's got a 6 and 11. He's automatically out. A 6, he steals. We're going to play it safe with him. Gerald Perry. And that's going to be a 6 against a lefty, a 6 and an 8, and that is a base hit to center field. Center fielder is Dykstra, and he's a -1. Obergfell running would be like probably an 11 or something. Yep, he's an 11, so we're going to hold off on this. We're going to just stop at second base. And plus, there's so many plus or minuses. I think there's a plus. Not if it's hit to left, but I think there's a plus going to, if it's hit to right field, there's a plus if you're going to third base. I think it's a +1. I can't keep track of how many pluses and minuses there are. All right, so first and second, and here's Dale Murphy. And that is a 3 and a 5, and that's ball 4, so that's going to load the bases. 2 singles and a walk loads the bases for the Braves. Here comes Ken Griffey. Ken Griffey Jr.'s dad. Probably on his last legs in his last seasons. I think he plays a season or two with his son. I think he retires about 91 or so. Ken Griffey with the bases loaded. Another left-handed hitter here. That's a 1 and a 10, and that's going to be a diamond shot. And that ball is a deep drive to right field. And hooking, if that stays fair, it's gone, and it's a grand slam for Ken Griffey. We roll a 7 on that. And it's 4 RBIs, excuse me. 2, 3, 4, and so he drives in the second place batter, the third place batter, the fourth place batter, and himself the fifth place batter. So a grand slam puts the Mets down 4-0, and Rick Aguilera wishes he had that pitch back. That's a 4 and a 5 against a switch hitter batting lefty, a 4 and a 5, and that's a fly ball left field. McReynolds makes the catch, 2 down, and it's Andre Thomas. That's a 4 and a 9 against a righty, a 4 and a 9. That's a pop-up, middle infield, shortstop on the outfield grass. And Santana makes the catch, but 4 runs come in on 3 hits and the walk. And the Braves lead at 4-0 with the Mets coming to bat. Ouch. What a way to start a game here for Rick Aguilera. All right, here's Lenny Dykstra. Okay, it's good. Rick Mailer with the pitch. Dykstra's a lefty. It's a 6 and an 8, and that is a Splitsville base hit single. So Dykstra leads off with a base knock. He's on at first. Wally Backman next. And Wally Backman, switch hitter, batting lefty. It's a 4 and a 10, and that is a ground ball third base X. We roll the 19. Third baseman Obergfell is, I believe, a 3. I'll write it down now. One more here. He's a 3E10. So a 19. Where is that? Here it is. 319, and that's going to be a ground ball B, which is a 5-4 fielder's choice. So Backman is on base. We'll try to steal. Here goes. I need a 4 or 6, and I got a 5. Won't work. Keith Hernandez. And he's a lefty, so that's a lefty, so it's a 5 and an 8, and that's going to be a fly ball to right. And it's Gary Carter. 2 out, 1 on. Pitch to Carter. He's a righty. It's a 5 and a 7, and that's a base hit single if it's a 1-4, but it's a line out to short, so it's ripped to the shortstop, Andre Thomas, and that retires the side. So no runs, 1 hit. 1 left. We move to the top of the 2nd inning. Ozzie Virgil leading on. Actually, it's Glenn Hubbard leading off. And that's going to be Rick Aguilera. He's a righty. That's a 4 and a 6, and that's a strikeout. Swing and a miss. Goes down on strikes. Pitcher Mailer, who's a pitcher hitting card 3. And I got the pitcher hitting cards on sheets because I keep on losing them. And that's a 4 and an 11. And Mailer is a righty, so it's a 4 and 11. That's a fly out right field X with a 9. Right fielder is Strawberry. He's a 2E9. 2 minus 2E9. So let's look over here. A lot of X chart results. Slows down the game a little bit. All right, he's a 2. We roll the 9. That's going to be a check, an error check. And his error is a 9. So we're going to look at the 9, and that is a 9, and that's going to be a fly ball to right. And that'll be a catch. So Mailer flies out. Here's the top of the order. On top of the 2nd, 4-0 grand slam by Ken Griffey. Deion James leading it off. That is a 2 and a 10, and that's going to be a bouncer to Hernandez at first, and he'll take it himself. No runs, no hits, 3 up, 3 down. We'll go bottom of the 2nd. Darryl Strawberry leading it off against Mailer. It's a pitch from Mailer. He's a lefty. That's going to be so over here it's a 3 against a righty and a 5. That's a strikeout. Swing and a miss. Goes after the high fastball. Kevin McReynolds up. And he's a righty. It's a 5 and a 6, and that's a fly ball right field. Towards the line is the right fielder Murphy, and he hauls it in 2 away. Hojo, the batter, switch hitter. That's from the left side. Here's a pitch. It's a 6 and a 9, and that's a splits triple double, and that's going to be in the gap. That's going to split the outfields and roll to the wall. Digging for second is Hojo, and he's in there with a double. 2 out double, and here's Rafael Santana. There's a pitch, and that is a 6. Santana's a righty, a 6 and an 8, and that's a Splitsville. Let's roll, and it's going to be a 15. That's a base hit single. Coming around to score is Hojo, and the Mets are on the board 4-1. So here's Rick Aguilera, and Aguilera is a 7 batter. So let's see if I can find that one. Put your hitting card. 4, 8. Who do we appreciate? Here it is. All right. Let's roll them. That's off the pitcher to Aguilera, who is a, what do we say he was? Aguilera is a 7. Aguilera's batting. He's a 7. There it is. Okay. Yeah, but we roll, and he's a 7. What? A 7 righty. So we're looking at a 4 and a 7, and that's ball 4. So he walks the pitcher. That puts runners on first and second. We'll double check that. A 7. It's a walk off Rick Mahler. And here's the top of the order for the Mets. It's going to be Lenny Dykstra. 2 out, 2 on. Pitch to Dykstra. And that is a 2 and an 11. It's going to be a ground ball, bounce to second base. Easy pickup for Hubbard. And 1 run comes in on 2 hits. They leave 2, and we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Ken Obergfell leading off against Rick Aguilera. That's a 5 and a 5, and that's a splits line out to, he's a lefty second base. So it's ripped to second, and right there is Wally Backman for the first out. Gerald Perry's next. And a 1 and a 1, that's popped up. Middle infield, second base. Backman and Santana converge, and it's Backman who calls them off. 2 out. And a pitch to Dale Murphy. Murphy's a righty. That's a 6 and a 4, and that's a 110 power shot, but I don't think we roll that. And that ball is not gone, but that's going to be off the wall. It's going to be a double for Murphy. So a 2-out double for Dale Murphy, and here's Ken Griffey, who hit the grand salami in the first inning to put the Mets down 4-0. Now it's 4-1. Here's the pitch, and that is a 5 and a 6, and that's a ground ball, shortstop X. I don't know if I rolled that one. We'll roll it now. 13, shortstop. We had it down. It's a 3, and a 3 on the 13 is a ball that he grabs and over to first to retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And Griffey bounces out to the shortstop. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. See if the Mets can scratch and claw their way back, scoring a run or 2 runs at every inning. They're down 4-1 right now. Still only the 3rd inning. Here's Wally Backman leading it off. Okay, Rick Mahler. It's going to be Backman's batting from the left side. It's a 4 and a 9er, and that's a line drive base hit to center field, so Backman is on. Let's see if he tries to steal. Nope. All right, here's Keith Hernandez. Let's try hit and run with Hernandez. C hit and run guy, and that's going to be a 9. Hit and run 9, hit and run. Batter misses pitch, rolled 20-sided die for steal results. Oh, God. Okay, so I guess we got to use the lower number, the 12. The 12 and Mahler is a -5. So he's going to be thrown out. Unless I roll super low. And he's out. So Hernandez swings through the pitch, and Backman is thrown out. 2-6. Hernandez is still up because he didn't strike out on that. The batter misses pitch, that's all it said. And that's a 2 and a 6er. Okay, so that's a 2 and a 6. Keith Hernandez. 2 and a 6 is a fly ball. On the run is center fielder James, and James catches up to it. So Hernandez gave it a whack into center field, 2 down. Here's Gary Carter. And that is a 3 and an 8 is going to be a bouncer to short, charged by Thomas, and Thomas throws out Carter with plenty of time. No runs, 1 hit, Nobody left. And we move to the top of the 4th inning. Ted Simmons should be Andre Thomas leading off. And Rick Aguilera, it's a 5. Andre Thomas is a righty, a 5 and a 12, and that's that's going to be a diamond shot home run, and we roll a 15, so that's going to be an out. Fly out to left field, excuse me. 1 down, 2 high. All right, next batter is Ozzie Virgil, who popped up. That's a 2 and a 3. 2 and a 3. That's a fly ball right field. I don't play injuries, I play actual lineups. So when they're in the lineup, they play. If they're not, they don't. I bring guys to pinch hit, but I usually try to follow who actually pinch hit in the game the best I can. All right, that's going to be a 4, Glenn Hubbard, a 4 and a 9er, and that's popped up. Shortstop. Right next to the second base bag, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, none left. We move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Score is 4-1 Braves. All right, Darryl Strawberry's up. Bottom of the 4th. Here's a pitch. That's going to be a 6 against the lefty, a 6-8. 6-8, and that's a Splitsville base hit single for Strawberry. So he's 1 for 2. He struck out the first time up. He's on at first now. He's going to try to steal. Oh, 4-6. Let's see what happens here. Nope, 11 won't do it. All right, Kevin McReynolds. And that is, he's a righty. That's a 5. And a 7 is a single, 1-4 single. That's a base hit. That's a 1 base advance for Darryl Strawberry. So back-to-back singles. Brings up the tying run to the plate in Hojo. Hojo's got good power. And here's the pitch from Mailer. That's going to be a 2 and an 8, and that is a diamond shot with a 3. That's a deep drive. What did I tell you about this Mets team? That's a deep drive to right, way back, and that ball is gone, and this game, my friends, is tied. What did I say? This team is explosive. What a great, fun team to play. So they were down 4-0. Now it's tied 4-4 here in the bottom of the 4th on a Hojo 3-run home run. And we're going to do 5, 6, and 7. 5th batter, 6th batter, 7th batter. All right. Rafael Santana. Here's the pitch. And that is a 2 and a 9er. And that's bounced to short. Easy play for Thomas. Right on the money. 1 down. Pitcher's up next. Aguilera is a 7. And that is a 2 and a 7. And that's going to be a fly ball center field. Under it is the center fielder, Deion James, 2 away. Top of the order for the Mets. Mets tied it up on a 3-run bash by Hojo, Howard Johnson. And here's Lenny Dykstra. Hojo had like 36 home runs that year. That's a 3 and a 6, and that is lifted to right. Under it is Dale Murphy. Makes the catch, and that retires the side. So 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 singles, and a 3-run home run by Howard Johnson. And this game, my friend, is tied at 4 apiece. Go to top of the 5th. And it's the pitcher, Mailer, up. And he is a 3. Pitcher hitting card 3. And here it is, number 3. And that's a 3 and an 8. That's a strikeout. Got him. Top of the order, Deion James. And then on deck is Ken Oberkfell. It's hard to pick up these cards. All right. Deion James. Nobody on. 1 out. Top of the 5th. Here's the pitch. That's Deion James lefty, so it's a 5 and an 8, and it's a strikeout. Second time Deion James strikes out. And point of weakness is the 6th. He's in the 5th, so he's still good. It's a pitch, and that is Ken Oberkfell, a 2 and a 5, and that is lined and caught by the shortstop, L6. 3 up, 3 down for Aguilera. Wally Backman leading it off, upside down card. I know there's some glare there, but that's because I protect these cards. These are the classic 87. Beautiful set. I hardly played. Got a really good deal because I was lucky enough to ask. Guy was selling APA, and I said, hey, by the way, he ran out of APA. I got one season, a 71 season, and he didn't have any more. And then I was like, do you have any Strat? And he was like, yeah, if you want them, I have 87. So that was a good deal. So I'm going to really enjoy them. All right, here's the pitch, and I don't buy to sell. I just buy to kind of roll with and enjoy. It's a 6. Now, every so often I'll trade stuff. All right, that's a 6. That is off of Mailer. Right, we're in the bottom of the 6th. A 6, and Wally Backman is batting from the left side, a 6 and a 9er, and that's going to be a triple-double splits, and that's going to be a pull down the line and fair ball into the corner, and Backman is going to make it to second base with his speed. He made a turn, but decided to not try for 3, so it's a leadoff double for Wally Backman. And let's see, Mailer's point of weakness is the 6th inning as well. Here's Keith Hernandez. That's going to be a 3 and an 8, and that is line base hit, and the run's going to come home, and the Mets have tied it. RBI single for Keith Hernandez, the captain. Mets lead it by a score of 5-4 now here in the bottom of the 5th. What did I tell you guys? Gary Carter. Pitch from Mailer. That's a 2 and a 4. 2 and a 4. That's a half diamond shot with a 7, and I believe, hold on a second. Oh, I think I took the, I have it up. Hold on, I have it up. I have it up here somewhere. Ballpark Effects. National League, it's 1-6. For home runs, it's 1-7. So it's 1-6, so that it's going to be he's a righty, so it's a fly out to left field. 1 out. Oh no, it's a line drive. I'm sorry, line drive to shortstop. Oops. Line drive to short. That's right, because it's the singles. It's not a fly. It's not the home run. So let's fix that. We'll fix that real easy here. Line out to short. 2 down. Oh, 1 down. And here's Darryl Strawberry. Pitch to Darryl from Mailer. 1 man on. And that's a 4 and a 4, and that's a half diamond shot with a 19. It'll be line and caught by the second baseman. A lot of lineouts in this game because they use those lineups for the ballpark effect, so you're going to get a lot of lineouts. And here's Kevin McReynolds. Kevin's 1 for 2 with a single and scored a run. That's going to be a 1 and a 5, and that struck him out. That retires the side. 1 run. The go-ahead run on 2 hits, the big hit by Keith Hernandez here in the bottom of the 5th, and the Mets have taken a 5-4 lead. What a game. Gerald Perry leading off the top of the 6th against Rick Aguilera. Here's a pitch, and that's going to be a 1 and a 7. That's bounced to Hernandez at first, who steps on the bag ahead of Perry. 1 down. Dale Murphy. Murphy's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored and a double. Here's a pitch. That's going to be a 6 and a 5, and that's a line drive base hit, and that's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. The second double of the day for Murphy. He's on at second base with a tying run, and that's a tough one. A 6-5. Ouch. All right, Ken Griffey now, who's got a grand slam, hit that grand slam in the 1st, and that is going to be a 4. He's a lefty, a 4 and a 4, and that's bounced to 3rd, but it's an X with a 6. Our 3rd baseman, did we get that down? We have not gotten that down. It's Hojo at 3rd base, and Hojo's a 4E27. Not a good fielder. And that's on this side, 3rd base, a 4. And what do we get? We got a 6, and that's going to be, oh, we're going to check for his, and he's what? An E27? Ooh, boy, that's not going to be good. And that's going to be a 5, which is going to be a ground ball to 3rd, and he boots it, and that puts runners on 1st and 3rd. E5. What a surprise that is. So with 1 out, the Mets are going to bring the infield in. Oh boy, now I got to go to that chart. This is the weirdest, funkiest little infield in chart. for some reason, I always feel I'm doing it wrong. All right, let's see what happens. I think the plus sign means it gets through the infield. I believe that's what it is. Even though it says a double plus on this board, but I think it's the plus sign on the card. All right, here's a pitch. Infield's in for Thomas. Pitch from Aguilera. And that's going to be a 2 and a 4, and that's a fly ball B, which is, oh, question mark. So Dale Murphy, speed. So that is a, hold on, it's a 2 and a 4. It's a fly ball to left. So we're going to check. McReynolds is a -1. Murphy's speed at third base is a 14. So it's going to be -1 for the arm. And that's it. So it's going to be a 13. And we're going to roll. And he is safe with a sac fly. The game is tied. So Murphy comes in to score. And it's Ozzie Virgil now. And that's going to be a 1 and a 9er. And that's ball 4. So 1 out. We're in the 6th. Got a couple arms in the bullpen. Glenn Hubbard's up. Here's a pitch from Aguilera. That's going to be a 6 and a 5, and that's going to be a drive in the gap, and that's going to split the outfield and roll to the wall. 1 run scores. They can try to score Ozzie Virgil. Where was that hit? That was hit to right field. Ozzie Virgil is an, oh, he's slow. He's the catcher, so he's not going to try to score. So he's going to stop at third, but it's the go-ahead run, and the Braves have retaken the lead 6-5 with an RBI double by Glenn Hubbard. Drives in Ken Griffey. And now it's 2nd and 3rd. And we're going to go to the bullpen here. And then I got to figure out if we're going to keep Mailer or we're going to pull Mailer for a pinch hitter. There's 2 outs. And it's a big situation, so we're probably going to pull. So I got to look for all that. I got to get a pitcher for the Mets, and then I got to get a pinch hitter for the Braves. All right, so we got a couple of changes. We're going to get Gene Walter on the mound for the Mets. He's a left-hander. And pinch hitting, Rick Mailer gets pulled, and pinch hitting is Gary Renicky. So let's roll them. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, and here's a pitch. Infield will be back because there's 2 outs. That's a 5. He's a righty, so it's a 5 and a 4, and that's going to be a catcher X with a 12. The catcher is a pretty good catcher. Gary Carter is a 2 catcher. So let's see here. A lot of checks, man. It's really... All right, so a 2, and we rolled a 12, and that's going to be, oh, we're going to check Gary Carter's error rating. His error rating is a 1. So his error rating is a 1. And we look, let's see, we're going to look right here. We're going to roll 2d6, see what happens, and it's an 8, and that's a ball that Gary, a little nubber in front of the plate. Carter gets to it and throws out Renicky, and that retires the side. New pitcher. So they pick up a couple of runs on 2 hits, a walk, and an error, and a sacrifice fly. And they take a 6-5 lead. The Braves lead at 6-5 now, so this is a seesaw battle. New pitcher is going to be called, where is he? Jim Aker. He will pitch to Hojo, Rafael Santana, and then the pitcher, which we'll probably see a pinch hitter. Well, I know we're going to see a pinch hitter. All right, so we're in the bottom of the 6th. Score is 6-5. Braves here at Shea Stadium. 1987, April 11th. Where were you? All right, we have Acker going against Hojo. Let's roll some dice. It's going to be Hojo's batting from the left side. Acker's a righty. It's a 5 and it's a 12, and that's going to be a base hit. No, caught by the second baseman. Line and caught. L4. So Johnson rips it, but right at second baseman Glenn L. Ron Hubbard. All right, Rafael Santana. Pitch from Acker. And that's going to be a 1 and a 9. That's popped up, middle infield, near the second base bag. And it's a shortstop, Thomas, who calls for it. 2 down. Pinch hitter, Mookie Wilson. 2 out, nobody on. Here's a pitch to Mookie. And that's going to be a 6. He's batting from the left side. A 6 and an 8. Strike him out. And that retires the side. So, no runs, no hits, none left. And we move to the top of the 7th inning. A new pitcher for the Mets is going to be David Cone. He's going to face top of the order. Deion James. Here's a pitch. And that's a 1 and a 4. Cone is a righty. A 1 and a 4 is a bouncer to second base. Backman corrals it. Throws him out. 1 down. Ken Overfelt. And that's a 4 and a 3. And that's a fly ball left field X with a 15. Let's see. My left fielder, I believe, is a 2 or a 3. So a 15 is going to be an out. Let's check and see what he is. He is a 2. So he makes the running grab. F7, 2 out. And here's Gerald Perry. Pitch from Coney. That's going to be a 6 against a lefty and a 10, and that's bounced to third with a 12. Ooh, ouch. And remember, Hojo's terrible. He's a 4 there. And what do we got? 12. We're going to check his error rating, which is he already has an error today, 27. We're rolling 2d6, and that's a 9. And that's a ground ball that he gets to, and he bobbles it for a second, but fires to first, and in time to get Perry. 3 up, 3 down. Go to the bottom of the seventh inning stretch. Grab your brewskis. Concessions will be closing down. Bottom of the 7th, top of the order for the Mets. Mets down 6-5. I've told you that this team is explosive. They could be down 6-5 1 minute. The next minute you look and they're up 9-5. It's going to be the top of the order facing Jim Acker. Or Aker. All right. Here's the pitch. And that is, he is a lefty, so it's going to be a 5 and it's a 3. It's a bouncer to first base. First baseman Perry, he's got it. Steps on the bag ahead of Dykstra hustling down the line. So Dykstra showing some hustle here despite being 1 for 4 today with a single, and continues to hustle all the time. I like to see that. Wally Backman. And another batter, switch hitter batting lefty. That's a 5 and a 9 this time, and that's going to be a fly ball left field. Over is Griffey, 2 down. And here's Keith Hernandez. And that'll be a 3 and a 7. That's ball 4. Keith Hernandez walks. Go ahead run at the plate, Gary Carter with good power. So Aker with the pitch. And that's going to be a 6 against a righty, a 6 and a 9er. And that is going to be a fly ball left field. Backing up is Griffey, and Griffey hauls it in. No runs, no hits, a walk, 1 left. We move to the top of the 8th inning. Cone is facing Dale Murphy. All right. Murphy's a righty, so that'll be a 4 and an 8. Struck him out. 1 down. Next up is Ken Griffey. Pitch from Cone. That's a Griffey 2, 4. That's bounced right back to the mound. Cone fires to first and gets Griffey 2 down. Ted Simmons. Simmons is 0 for 2 with a sac fly and RBI today. And that's a 5-12 versus a switch hitter. And that's a diamond shot home run. And that will not make it. Actually, it's not. It is a diamond shot home run, so that will not make it with the 13. It's going to be a deep fly ball to right field. And that retires the side. No runs, no hits, and none left. We move to the bottom of the 8th inning. All right, Darryl Strawberry leading off in the bottom of the 8th. Akers still in there. Here's a pitch to Darryl. And that's going to be a 2 and a 7. And that is, ooh, splits 1 to 3 is a triple. And that's a drive over the center fielder's head. Hits off the base of the wall and bounds away from the center fielder, James. Digging for third is going to be Strawberry. Here's the throw. And he is safe. Lead off triple. What a roll. Rolled a 1 on that. On a 2-7 triple 1 to 3 fly ball 4 to 20 Splitsville, and he gets the triple. Now there's trouble brewing here. So it's 6-5 Braves, but the tying run is on third base with nobody out, and Kevin McReynolds is up. And we're going to bring the infield in and pitch to McReynolds. Here's a pitch from Aker. And that's going to be a 4 against a righty and a 5. That's a fly ball center field B, and that's going to be deep enough to score the run. And the Mets are now tied 6-6 here in the bottom of the 8th. Sacrifice fly for McReynolds. Tie game, and Hojo. That's a 6 and an 8. He's a switch hitter. A 6 and an 8. That's a strikeout. Two out, nobody on, and here's Rafael Santana with a 4. He's a righty, so it's a 4 and a 6, and that's ball 4. And that's gonna. Oh, the pitcher's up. We're gonna get a pinch hitter, and we're gonna get a new pitcher as well. Okay, we got a bunch of changes. We got a new pinch hitter, and that's Lee Mazzilli, and we got a new pitcher. It's gonna be Ozenmacher, who's a lefty. So Mazzilli will be batting righty, a switch hitter. So let's do this. The game is tied at 6. The Mets just tied it with a leadoff triple by Strawberry and then a sacrifice fly by Kevin McReynolds. And a strikeout for Hojo, a walk to Santana. So there's 2 outs and a runner on first. And here's the pitch to Mazzilli. It's going to be off the pitcher. And it's going to be a righty. So it's a 4 and a 9er. And that's going to be a fly ball. A drive to right field. On the run is Murphy. And Murphy hauls it in. So 1 run on 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 left, and we go to the top of the 9th inning. New pitcher for the Mets. It's going to be Sisk, Doug Sisk. And he's going to face the bottom of the order. Virgil, Glenn Hubbard, and the pitcher, we're going to have to pull a double switch, and that'll be the shortstop. Double switch out the shortstop. Let me take a quick look at who can play shortstop on this team. Hold on a second. We got a guy named Ramirez, but he played yesterday. I'm wondering if he can play shortstop, because I really don't have anybody to play shortstop. And Ramirez is the shortstop, so he will be batting third in this inning, Ramirez. And the pitcher will go here, Ramirez shortstop. So here's a pitch from Sisk to Ozzie Virgil. And that's going to be, he's a righty, so that's going to be a 5 and a 10, and that's a half diamond shot with a 14. That's ripped and caught by the shortstop. L6, another line out. A lot of line outs in this game. One down. All right, and here is Glenn Elron Hubbard. Here's a pitch. And that is a 2 and a 5. That's popped up. Middle infield on the outfield grass, and it's second baseman Wally Backman. 2 down. And here is Ramirez. Rafael Ramirez, a new shortstop. And he'll be a 4E48. 4E48. Terrible. Here's a pitch. And he's a righty, so that'll be a 4 and a 4. And that's a N home run against a right-hander. He's a W, so there won't be a home run there. 1 to 13, it would be a single. We roll a base hit single. So Ramirez with a single, a 2-out single, and that's going to bring the top of the order. Dion James, who is 0 for 4 today with 2 Ks and 2 groundouts. So hasn't been doing very much today. Pitch from Sisk to the lefty Dion James. And that's a 6 and a 9er, and that's going to be popped up right side of the infield. Hernandez, he's got it, and that retires the side. No runs. 1 hit, 1 left. We move to the bottom of the 9th, all tied at 6. Good game, what'd I tell you? All right, Lenny Dykstra leading off here in the bottom of the 9th inning, all tied at 6. Mets have 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. The Braves have 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Paul Ossenmacher versus Lenny Dykstra. Here's a pitch. That's going to be a 6 and a 7 against a lefty. A 6 and a 7. That's a ground ball. Second baseman X with a 9. Second baseman's pretty good. He's a 2. Hubbard, so it's bounced to Hubbard. But the 9 is going to be a check on his fielding, his E13. So we're looking in this box right there. And it's going to be a 7, and that is a ball that he grabs and fields cleanly. 1 down. 4-3. Wally Backman against Ossenmacher. He's batting from the right side. So that's going to be a 2-6 against a lefty, and that's lined and caught by the first baseman, Gerald Perry. 2 down. And here's Keith Hernandez, bottom of the 9th. 2 out, nobody on. All tied at 6. Shea Stadium, April 11th, 1987. Here's a pitch. That's going to be a 2 against and an 8. That's going to be line base hit center field. 2-out single for Keith Hernandez, his second hit of the day. He's 2 for 4. And he's on at first. Here's Gary Carter, the right-hander. Here's the pitch from Ossenmacher. And that's going to be a 2 against a lefty and a 9. And that's going to be a drive and a base hit. And going to third is going to be Hernandez. A single for Carter is a split. That 9 was going to be a split double, 1 to 4, 5 to 20 single. So it's first and third. The winning run is at third base. Here comes the lefty, Darryl Strawberry. Paul Ossenmacher checks in with Ozzie Virgil for the sign, shakes him off. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, all tied at 6. It's Darryl Strawberry, who's 2 for 4 today. He hit a triple in the 8th and then scored a run to tie the game at 6. He has an opportunity here to win it. And here's the pitch from Ossenmacher. And that's going to be a 4 against a lefty. A 4 and a 7, and that's ball 4. That's going to load the bases. And we may go to a righty here. It's going to be Kevin McReynolds. It looks like we're going to go to a righty. And let's see what we got in the bullpen. All right, it's going to be Gene Garber called in from the bullpen to face Kevin McReynolds here with the bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, the game tied at 6. Kevin McReynolds today is 1 for 3. He singled and scored a run in the 4th inning and then hit a sacrifice fly to drive in the tying run in the 8th. Kevin McReynolds, righty hitter, brought over from the San Diego Padres. Let's see what happens. Here's the pitch from Gene Garber. And that's going to be off Garber against a righty. And a 5 and a 4, and that's a fly ball. Center field. On the run is Deion James, and he's got it. And that ends the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 3 left. The bases loaded. Mets leave the bases loaded. And now we're going to go to our column down version of playing this game. We were going 1 column per inning, per half inning. Now we're going to just go straight down because we're in extra innings. It's some free baseball at the top of the 10th inning. And it's going to be Sisk facing Obergefell, Gerald Perry, and Dale Murphy in the top of the 10th. All right, top of the 10th, Strat-O-Matic. Atlanta versus New York, my 1987 replay. And it's Kenny Obergefell leading off against Doug Sisk. Here's the pitch, and that is a 1 against a righty, 1-4, and that's going to be a grounder right back to the pitcher Sisk, who fields it cleanly, and 1 out. Gerald Perry, another lefty, and that's a 3 this time, and a 3 and an 8, and that's going to be ball 4. So he walks, and he's on first. The score is tied at 6-6. We're in the top of the 10th inning. This is when I start using my columns straight down, and it gives me maybe an extra. If I have 3 columns for 3 innings, it'll give me maybe 6 or 7 or 8 innings. All right. Dale Murphy, upside down card. I can fix that. Here's the pitch to Dale Murphy. Dale Murphy today is 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Pitch from Sisk. And that's a 3 and an 8. A 3 and an 8 is ball 4. So back-to-back walks puts the go-ahead run at second base in scoring position. And it's going to be Ken Griffey again. Now let's check. Okay, Sisk just started, and he's got 2. So this is his inning of point of weakness inning, his second inning. So all right. So Kenny Griffey is up with first and second and 1 out. Another lefty. And you know what? Let's look for a pitcher. Okay, so our pitcher's due up next inning, so we're going to try to push him to see if we can get Ken Griffey out. Here's a pitch to Ken Griffey. That's going to be a 5, which is a good thing against a lefty. Where's my pitcher? Oh, here it is. Ooh. There he is. All right, so it's going to be a 5-9 against a lefty, and that's going to be a ground ball second base C. So both runners are going to move up, bounce to second. The only play is to first, and both runners move up. So there's going to be 5 there and 5 there. And next batter is switch hitter Ted Simmons. No, not the switch hitter Ted Simmons. It's going to be Thomas. Andre Thomas. The pitcher spot. Pitcher's Garber. And we're going to bring in a pinch hitter here. And it is going to be Simmons. So it is going to be Simmons batting. Ted Simmons is up. Runners on second and third. 2 outs. The pitch from Sisk. See what happens. It's going to be a 2 and a 7, and that's going to be line base hit, and 2 runs will score, and the Braves have taken an 8-6 lead. Big, huge pinch hit, 2-out single, 2-run single by Ted Simmons. Drives in Perry, and right behind him is Murphy, and that's 2 RBIs, and 3 and 4 come in. And right now, Ted Simmons stands as the hero in this game. Next batter is going to be Ozzie Virgil. There's a pitch, and that's going to be a 5. He's a righty. A 5-9er, and that's a strikeout. Oh, but wait, he gave up 1, 2, 3. Only 3. So he strikes out, and that ends the inning. So 2 runs come in on a couple of walks and a huge hit. And the Braves lead it 8-6. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning. See if that's my cat's tail. See if it's going to be Hojo Santana and then a pinch hitter for the Mets here in the bottom of the 10th. All right, so this game was tied, and then in the bottom of the 4th, actually it was that was 4, 5, and 6. The big hit of this game, the Mets were down 4-1, and the big hit was a 3-run homer by Howard Johnson in the 4th inning. That tied it, and then later the Mets scored a run in the 5th, a run in the 8th to take a lead, but then to tie it up again. They were down. It was 6. They were down 6-5. They tied it up in the bottom of the 8th on a triple by Strawberry. So they came back in this. They've clawed their way back in this game. Here's Hojo. So Garver was pinch hit for, so we're going to the bullpen once again. And just give me 1 second. I'm going to go to the bullpen, see what happens. I'm going to bring in Oldwine to pitch. Gary Oldwine. I have to move my cat. And let me grab, I think I have to grab my, yeah, because he pitched already. So I'm going to have to grab my phone because I have Oldwine on my phone. All right.